Okay. So in the last class, we've been looking at OpenODS View, which is a new provider. 3 points about it. Okay, it's virtual and it goes with field-based modeling. You don't have to explicitly create info objects. You can leverage the metadata of the fields of the source object. And then there's a point about association. One OpenODS view can be associated with another OpenODS view or even with the info object or master data info object in PW. What about associations? So yesterday I've shown you about creating OpenODS view based on um, the data source of BW, which supports direct access. And then I've showed you about on DB table or DB view or column view. Now we'll have to look at others. Next I have about transformations. So OpenODS view based on transformations. So this will enable you to do on-fly transformations also. Let me just create an info source. Because I already have info objects and using these info objects my info source is already there. I just created a copy. Now I created transformations. Based on the data source. I just write simple rule. I'm just going with constant, but you can basically write any kind of rule you want. Here also I'm just putting some constant. So you see the transformed data. You can write your routines or whatever, start routine, end routine, anything you want. So I've got a data source which is supporting this property of direct access is allowed. So the data source enabled for direct access, and I've mapped it to an info source and I've built all the transformations whatever I need. It could be any complex transformation. You can go about writing start routine, end routine, field level rules, anything you want you can write. Once that is implemented, now I start using this in my OpenODS views. So I take the same folder, right click and I say new OpenODS view. Why it's happening like this? Previously everything was fine, right? Now you all can hear me, right? Now is this fine? Hello? Hello? Now it's okay. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, now we can hear him.
Now you can hear. Yeah. Okay. Just let me know when you don't hear. Yeah. Okay. So I said new open ODS view. Say Q10 and say trans. I say facts and the source type as transformation. Then when you say transformation, it'll ask you what is the info source and what's your data source. Q10 IS. Yeah, I'm not speaking anything. Now you can hear. Hello? Hello? I think you can hear me now, right? It shows full signal. Hello? Headphones ఉన్నాయి కదా.
ఇంకా చూసుకోండి మైక్ కానీ లేకపోతే ఇక్కడ మీకు మొత్తం రికార్డింగ్ డివైస్ ఫుల్లో ఉందో లేదో ఒకసారి చెక్ చేసుకోండి సార్. మధ్య మధ్యలో బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది మొత్తం సేమ్.
ఇక్కడ ఇక్కడ ఫుల్ చూపిస్తుంది గ్రీన్ మైక్. ఎక్కువ
వర్డ్స్ ఓవర్ కొన్ని వర్డ్స్ మిస్ అవుతాయి.
ఆహా ఓకే. ఏదో వన్ సెకండ్, ఐ విల్ ట్రై టు పుట్ హెడ్ ఫోన్. అది అది కనెక్ట్ చేసి వైర్ పెట్టాను, వైర్ అని పెట్టాను. వన్ సెకండ్ కోసం అదని ట్రై చేద్దాం.
Muted. Unmuted.
Now can you all hear me? It's fine now. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now you all can hear me, right? So we're trying to look at OpenODSU based on transformations. Let's say I have this data source, but if I build my OpenODSU based on the data source directly, I will not be able to do any of the transformations. So now what I want is, when I'm accessing the data virtually through OpenODS view, I would like to perform on-fly transformations. Okay. So what I've done is, I've created an info source and I've mapped this data source to this and performed some simple transformations where I did some constants here. But you can go about writing a start routine, end routine, field level routines. You can write any complex transformations also. Yeah. Now once you have the info source mapped to your data source and you build your transformations, we can leverage this. Now info providers. Say new open. sets facts. I'll say transformations. It does ask you about info source Q10IS. And as soon as you choose your info source, it takes the mapped data source and the source system. It's a fine. I'm okay with these as characteristics and these as key figures. Because of referencing, automatically it is mapped with currency referencing and aggregation is some fine. I'm just add to it. Okay. Now once it is activated, I should be able to see this in different. This is what trans 1. If I see the data here, when I try to see the data virtually, you see the transformed data. You see the transformed data. Look at this. For unit, you see all cages, and for the year, you see it is all 2010. It means it is basically performing the transformations and then showing you. Like this, we can also have an open ODS view, which can do on-fly transformations and give you data virtually also. That is one flexibility. And we also have open ODS view based on virtual table also. Now I'll have to build open ODS view based on virtual table. Now we already know about smart data access. Make sure my agent is switched on. So we know about smart data access already. So I have this EHP remote. Remote, we have this EHP remote, which is basically connecting to the ECC source, the backend database. I would like to refer to some table from sales. Say some. I would like to add this as virtual table. So be back. I would say ECC. I would add this in cubic schema. So now I would like to have a BW provider which can consume that virtual table bus. So if I go to this, I would have a schema called Cubex here. I would have a table called VBAC ECC. This is the one with the source from EHP remote, right? I'll try to see the data. So in fact, it is actually reading data from the source and showing me virtually bus. Now I would like to consume this virtual table in the BW provider bus. So I'll go to BW modeling. Set it as virtual table using smart data access. My remote source is EHP remote. You don't have to worry about all this. It'll take some time. Okay. Now we basically have to specify that object DB object name. Take a lot of time for browse. Just straight away type in my source is EHP underscore remote. This basically validating. It's a bit slow because it has to read the complete virtual database. So DB object name would be the table, the virtual table what you're referring from. The table name was VBAC ECC, right? VBAC ECC. Only this one would be a bit slow because it has to use this smart data provisioning agent, read the complete source, and then validate. What is VBAC ECC only, right? Was it not this name? saying VBAC ECC is not valid. Mine was Cubix. VBAC ECC EHP. Okay, boss, we don't have to waste time for this, but basically once you give all these details, you'll be able to access this virtual table here. Yeah. I think it is not refreshed. I'll take some other table at least. There's another virtual table is Z cells, so I try to consume. Okay. Now it is fine. When you see this bulb, it means it is recognized this table now. Still reading some data in the back. Yeah. Now I can say finish. Since it is reading complete structure from the source, it will be this bit slow. Okay. So I'm okay with these fields here, and I want this WARK to be currency field. Explicitly, I would like to do association of this currency field with this WARK. That's fine. And then activate. That's it. Now when I go to this, now when I try to read data from this, it is going to read virtually from the source and give it to you. Okay, like this we can also have OpenODSU based on virtual table also. There is one more OpenODSU which can be built on advanced DSO, which once you learn about advanced DSO, that should not be that should be a simple one for you. Now let's focus on association, which is very, very important. Okay. 1 second, I just want to see this. I have one OpenODS view which is reading from flat file data source, which has got some customer list here. So it has got customer C100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Okay. Now I've got another OpenODS view which is giving me customer details. This is the field, customer C100, 200, 300. So what I would like to do is I would like to basically join them, associate this Q10 CNO1 to this OpenODS view on the data source, so it can associate the data of customer bus. So how do I do that association? I go into the OpenODS view. I will go open this OpenODS view based on the data source. I go to the facts. Now what I want is I have a field called customer here. From this field, I would like to associate with another OpenODS view and get the data from there. So when you go to association, it gives you two options. One is you can associate with Infobit or OpenODS view. I would like to associate with another OpenODS view. What is the name of that? So this is another OpenODS view, which is a customer DSO. Okay. And you can start getting all the attributes. Now when you click on this button, navigation attribute, or you can say direct use by name, you start getting to see all of them. You can start using all that objects of that as attributes. Okay. So now you start getting all those fields into this OpenODS view with the associations. Activate. You see this OP in DS is associated with CNO. Now when I try to see the data, I'll be able to see it's like almost like joining on fly. See now I get to see the customer details. I get to see normal sales details. Till here it's all sales. And for each of the customer, I also get to see their attribute date, master date information referred from another OpenODS view. Okay. So in fact, apart from this, I also have Infobit in BW, master data Infobit, which is also So I have an infobit called S customer, which has got the same data for all these 5 customers. C100 to C5. Now I would like to associate with this infobit in BW bus. So I would like to change this. This association is not with this. I would like to associate with an infobit with yes customer. Okay. And then for this S customer, I can start getting the usage of this navigate. I've got 3 navigation attributes. Only navigation attributes can be enabled here. So like this, with the association with infobit, I'm able to access the navigation attributes also. Yeah. If you see this DS now been associated with master data infobit. You see, these are like navigation attributes. So you see this coloring. So with OpenODS view, I am also able, with the help of association to another OpenODS view or to the master data infobit, I am able to refer the navigation attributes also. So that is about OpenODS view. And one more thing is, while creating, let's say I'm creating a multi-provider. It does give you DSOs, Infabrics, all this. Sorry. When you're creating composite provider, you have the flexibility of using. See, normally when you create cube or DSO, you start including them into virtual objects like multi-provider InfoSet. OpenODS, you can start including them into composite providers. So we'll see the composite provider, which will be replacing your multi-provider InfoSets. So basically, when you want to join this OpenODS view with another set of OpenODS views, you can do that by using composite provider. When you want to join this OpenODS view with other set of providers like or union with cube or DSO or something, then I'll have to advanced DSO or something, then I'll have to go with composite provider. Okay. So this is about OpenODS view. This is one mechanism of consuming HANA models in BW. And one more thing, instead of doing all this, okay. So before I go to this, within OpenODS view, I want to touch one more thing. Can you build OpenODS view based on the data source bus? Yes. Okay. Now look at this scenario. Concentrate versus it will be slightly confusing. Say this is BW on HANA. Say this is ECC on HANA bus. So I've got ECC on HANA and I've got BW on HANA bus. Now first question, say I have a calculation view or analytical view here where in the backend HANA database of BW. Can I consume this in BW bus? So I've got BW on HANA. In the backend of HANA database, I've created my calculation view, analytical view, and I'm able to consume this directly with what? Saying OpenODS view based on I'm saying database table or view, and consume that column view, right? Yeah. Now let's say now I have a requirement. I have a different requirement now. The question is I've got ECC installed on HANA DB1, BW installed on HANA DB2. So both are two different databases, two different instances. Now the question is I have got my HANA date. I've got a calculation view or analytical view here. Normally your HANA live will be here only, of course. Let's say I've got calculation view, analytical view in ECC application. And can I consume this virtually in BW? That's the part. Okay, boss. To do this, yeah, we can't go directly as column based on view, because if I say create OpenODS view based on database table or view, I can only consume the database tables or views or column views which are in the backend HANA database, HANA DB of BW, not the HANA DB of ECC. So how do I solve this? Basically, we connect both these two on the ABAP application, not on the ABAP application, BW to ECC. I'll connect the BW and ECC application with ODP source system based on information views. See, your connection will be on the ABAP stack based on the RFCs, but by using this ODP on the information views, I'll be able to consume these views in BW as a data source. I'll be able to create a ODP data source, and now can I connect this data source to my OpenODS view? Can I connect this data source to my OpenODS view? Yes, that is what the logic. Okay, but for in my scenario here, I don't have ECC. I'm trying to use. I have only one system with BW on HANA. I'm trying to use the same system as a source, not to get confused. Just to demonstrate this, I'm using the same system as source. It will be like self connection, but same thing you will basically connect to ECC. That is the only difference. Okay. Okay, boss. Now let me create the source. Now I'll go to source system connections. So you see something called ODP based on HANA information views. Here I can basically create my connections. Okay, now but see here I'm not going to a different system. I'm going to a self loop only, but similar way you can go with ECC. So right click, say create, just give some name, or Q10, ODP information view. Okay. It takes to RFC connection. Now in this RFC connection, if you're connected to ECC, start giving details of ECC. ECC RFC connection details for the ECC, but for me it is only myself I'm doing. I don't have ECC on HANA, so. Same thing, instead of just giving the in the RFC, instead of giving the same system details, you can just give the ECC details, so it creates connection to ECC. So no difference. Yeah. So by using this ODP HANA information views, you basically create a connection based on the above applications, based on RFCs. But once the connection is created, you will be able to consume the HANA views based on the ODP data source. Now I have this Q10 ODP connection. Now right click. So display data source tree. I can create my ODP data source based on the view. Since my HANA is same, I will try to use the same view here. Can I use this ZCVCL001? Okay. But if you are connected to ECC, you will basically log into HANA database of ECC, find the view, and then use that. Okay. I can just select some component, create data source. It is asking you about ODP provider. You can just choose. It will start showing you all the views. Here it is showing me all the views of my HANA database, normal my HANA database of the same BW. But same thing, if you have given RFC connection of ECC, it will start showing you all the information views from ECC application. Okay, models. I'll take ZCV sales. This is one. And here it takes some data, but you can just give any name you want. Q10 DS HANA view. Transaction data is fine. Say okay. So direct action allowed. Proposal field. It is proposing these fields. Look at this long care, all this. If BW may not recognize this, you can still okay. So just say activate. If it gives any error, let's see. See, length is invalid, it says. Because for me, it may not support so much of length. So I'll say normal care. There are region. CUKY. Hmm. The linking has to be removed. Yeah, gross amount is yeah. Yeah, now fine. Now try to preview. So now it is actually reading your view from the source. In the sense, it could be your ECC HANA database and giving you database. Now what I'll do? Now I'll connect this data source to my OpenODS view. So sometimes it is not refreshed. Currency unit all considered. Exactly. Q10 ODPH. So like this, you can also consume HANA views from ECC. If you have ECC on HANA or CRM on HANA or APO on HANA, generally what they do is they install HANA Live in ECC or HANA Live in APO. HANA Live is nothing but the ready-made views. Now, if you want to consume those ready-made views into BW, so you can use this ODP data source based on HANA views and then link it to your OpenODS view. And this virtually starts reading that view and gives you database. Since the view is virtual, there's no point in loading the database again. So it's better you consume that HANA view which is virtual through virtual object which is OpenODS view. Yeah. Can we consume all the three types of views as ODP concept? Three types means? Yeah. You're asking me attribute view, analytical view, right? Yes. 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 When you say create data source, when you select the ODP, you're able to choose attribute view, calculation view, analytical view. If I go to Cubex 10 PK models, you see analytical view, CV, calculation view. You see AT, which is what? Attribute view, calculation view, analytical view. Anything can, all the three can be used. Okay, boss. So we stop it here, and tomorrow we'll focus on advanced DSOs. Not advanced DSOs. Sorry. One more point I forgot to touch on. Okay, fine. Let me finish up that. See, I have this view. I have this ZCV sales 001, which is in Cubex 10 pack models, right? With latest support pack 7.4 SP11 and also in 7.5, you'll be able to create Bex query straight away on the view. You don't need anything here. Look at this. You can go to Query Designer. Create query. Let me search with ZCV underscore sales. Let me go this way. Let me go to info areas. Like how you're able to see the info areas in BW, you'll be able to see packages also. Look at this. You get to see Cubex 10 pack later. Where is your Cubex 10? Info area for the info area. My package. Yeah. This is your Cubex 10 pack. Double click. Models. See, you see all your views. This is my ZCV sales 001. So I'm able to straight away create my so I create Bex query directly on the view. ಇದು ಬೇರೆ choose చేసుకుంటున్నా. One second. Sorry. This is Cubex 10 models ZCV001. So this is the one. I just selected the wrong one. So I'm able to get the same output as of my view. So I can create this flex query straight away on my view also. Boss. I have this flexibility also. There's one more flexibility. Can we include cube into multi-provider? You know this? Yeah. Yes. So can I build multi-provider on a single cube? Yes. Now same way I say another option of consuming HANA model would be this way. See, we can include HANA models into composite provider. See, composite, we'll see the composite provider, but composite provider will be more like replacement to your multi-provider and info set. So we can include HANA views into composite provider bus. So can I build composite provider on a single view? Can I build composite provider on a single view and then access it bus? Yes, same logic will come, yes. So that is another way of consuming HANA model in BW. Like I can just create a composite provider on single view and then access. I can just show you one, but not normal HANA view. We are see composite provider. We'll touch the topic later, but we'll have two things. One is local composite providers and HANA based composite providers. Only in case of HANA based composite providers, we'll be able to use the views. Now look at this. I can create info area. I can create a composite provider. Q10CHV composite HANA view something. Union, okay, I'm only want single this thing. Say finish. So get to the scenarios. Add. You can choose add provider or view. Which view? CV underscore sales. This is mine. So I'm able to get this view and then just add all the fields of this. That's it. So I've just built a composite provider on a single view. And within the composite provider, I have flexibility. If I go to the output tab, here for example, I have customer, right? Customer layer. No, I just wanted to mean, like say I have, let's say info, I can also do association like how you have done with OpenODSP, I can do association of with Infobit or OpenODSP. Customer unit చూపించింది, but contract కూడా లేదు. But if I have some corresponding Infobit, I can map it to Infobit or OpenODSP association. It's also possible. And when you say association is possible, you're able to consume your navigation attributes also. Yeah, exactly. I don't need anything. So I built my composite provider on single view, Q10CH view, and then create a query on it. So this is composite provider, just choose this and then start creating a query on it. So I'm able to do reporting on this is another way of consuming HANA model into BW bus. There are multiple ways of doing it. Excel I made one Excel, I don't know. One second. There, I wanted because I've just made one Excel sheet consolidating all this information. Uh, case study na H model. Good. Now look at this. See, when you look at consuming HANA models in BW, when you look at consuming HANA models in BW, we can have all these options, right? One is transient provider, virtual cube based on HANA model. One is remote cube based on direct access. I can create a, you don't have to worry on this part. Then open ODS view based on HANA information view or by using ODP also. Composite provider with single view. Direct reporting is possible or remote master data bus. Open ODS view based on ODP in HANA information view or ODP based on column view also. Either is possible, all this possible. Now which one is giving what? Okay. I wanted to classify all of them based on this, like whether infobix are required or not. Can we associate with BW master data? Does it support navigational attributes? Does it support reporting? Is it virtual or not? Transportable or not? Whether attribute view is supported or not. Now you tell me, for transient provider, do we need infobix bus? Do we need infobix? No. Can we associate with master data bus? Yes. With reference characteristic, I can do that. But no navigation attribute support. Yes. Reporting, virtual, cannot be transportable directly. But attribute view, it does not support attribute, only calculation view or analytical view. When you look at virtual cube based on this, infobix are required. You can associate with master data, navigation attribute supported, reporting, virtual, transportable, no attribute view, only calculation view or analytical view again in this case, virtual cube. Open ODS view based on ODP HANA information, what we just saw. No infobix are required. Can we associate with master data bus in open ODS view? Yes. As soon as you say open ODS view, you can associate with master data or another open ODS view also. Navigation attribute support yes, reporting yes, virtual yes, transportable yes, attribute view also yes. But this scenario would be more necessary when you want to consume HANA models of a different source system. When you want to consume HANA model of ECC in BW. Composite provider, single provider, no infobix again, associate, master data, navigation, everything is supported again. Direct reporting, yes, we can, no infobix, but problem is no association of master data in BW, no navigation attributes, reporting yes, virtual yes, but this transport can be possible, but has to be transport through HANA native transports. No, we cannot do reporting on attribute views. For remote master data, infobix are required and we can only consume attribute views only. And we also see an Isonia option of open ODS view based on column view. When you basically activate deploy an analytical view or calculation view, it creates a column view in sysbig schema, and I can create open ODS view based on that column view. So if you do that, I can consume that HANA view in the backend of HANA database only. No infobix associated with master data, navigation attribute support is, reporting is, virtual is, transportable is, attribute views also support. Now which one among this I would prefer this option now. See, in olden days, like when 7.3 SP5, when they never had this open ODS view, they were going with transient provider or virtual queue. But with 7.4 or 7.5, we have, this is the best option I would choose. If I have BW on HANA, in the underlying HANA database, you have your HANA model, so you want to consume that in BW provider. Better ways, you can create your open ODS view with those column views. Once open ODS view is ready, I can use this open ODS view to composite provider also and combine with multiple other providers also. Okay. So this is what I'm ending this topic on open ODS view, and I'm also ending the topic on how do we consume HANA models in BW bus.
Hello sir, Ubed here.
One second. I'll give time. So this was I was touching on consuming HANA models in BW. Next, we'll have to focus on how do I consume BW objects in HANA. We've seen how do I see when you have BW on HANA, you have to use this providers of HANA and BW interchangeably. Now I've shown you if I have your HANA models in HANA, how do we in the back end of HANA database, how do I consume that in the application BW application bus? Next concept would be we'll have to understand how do I import BW objects. Say I've got BW providers like InfoCube or DSO or something. How do I consume them in HANA database bus? Two ways you need to know. Okay, that's what we'll focus on the next one. Yeah, what was it? Doubt? Yeah. If I send PPT, you'll get confused. This is not exact matter. I just typed in how I could understand. Okay, that's what. You tell. Yeah. What was the doubt? Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. I have two.
Sorry, your voice is
Hello.
breaking. Yeah. Can we create one single composite based info? Yes. Varalakshmi, you can create composite provider.
Yeah, I have.
BW provider and HANA view also. Yes, possible, Varalakshmi. Yes. Yeah. Now you can ask me a question first, please. Yeah.
Yes, sir, like in ABAP, suppose if I want to modify some data, like suppose VBAK table,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll use internal table, and then in internal table I can delete, modify, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can manipulate.
Mm-hmm.
So directly we cannot edit, SAP won't allow us to edit standard tables like VBAK, VBAP,
Mm-hmm.
MARA and all those things. So in HANA, how I can deal, like suppose if I use SQL command, if I delete data, so it will delete it permanently, right?
Exactly. What you have to do is you'll have something called means you don't want to delete permanently. That's what you're saying.
Yes, yeah.
Why you don't want to delete permanently? Then why do you want to delete then?
Uh, Here, if I delete, like suppose VBAK table have a lot of order numbers, but I want to filter those records.
Then write a select statement, apply where clause so that you get only the required orders. No?
Okay, can we do we have like concept like internal? Can we create another? Can I create another VBAK table and I can delete
Yeah.
records if I want?
But you can do that. I showed in the scripting. I showed you about using temporary tables. No.
Temporary. Okay.
Select and collect the data from the table into temporary tables, and then when you delete data from temporary table, it means you're not deleting from database table, right?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And another question is in on calculation view we can create a number of reports, right?
Yes.
Same like how we create in multi-provider.
Yeah.
So if I have the requirements, suppose I'm creating 5 reports on one calculation view.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and in one report should fetch data only for US region,
Mm-hmm.
and another for UK only.
Okay.
And and selection criteria should be also that US report should fetch data for if user give 2016, it should fetch from January. And UK data should fetch from 2014 onwards, like that, for example. So how we can achieve on this one calculation? Because if I filter at calculation like UK, so in reports US data will not be available.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Because I'm multiple
That is
reports.
where I
Yeah.
all these requirements is what I step 2. For all this kind of I step 2, I said we'll use calculation with scripting based. What we'll do is on top of this graphical view, we'll have a scripting based calculation view. We'll give a parameter for country. Say user chooses US or UK. Based on the country what he chooses, you will write your logics and fill other parameters and call the column view of the graphical calculation view first. Yeah. So user
so we'll
US or UK. Based on that US UK, you will derive the year or month, whatever it is, and perform a select on the column view of this column view of the graphical calculation, which is a big schema, and use a placeholder and pass the parameters to it. Yes. What you have calculated in.
Okay, fine. So only on column view we can give that selections. No need to give at the calculation view.
Exactly. In the scripting base, you just give only country. Let user choose country. Based on the country, you derive other parameter values and then pass it on to the graphical calculation view, column view, by using the placeholder and get the results and push it out.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
No.
So,
No.
hello.
Yeah. If you say anything else.
Yeah, sir. Small question.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm asking in you Telugu. I mean, యాక్చువల్గా ఒక మనకి బిడబ్ల్యూ ఆన్ అదే నార్మల్ సిస్టమ్ ఉందనుకోండి, ఈసీజీ బిడబ్ల్యూ నార్మల్ బిడబ్ల్యూ సిస్టమ్, ఓకే, అండ్ సపరేట్ గా ఒక బిడబ్ల్యూ ఆన్ హనా సిస్టమ్ ఉంది సపరేట్ గా. ఓకే, మనం అంటే కొన్ని రిపోర్ట్స్ ఈ బిడబ్ల్యూ ఆన్ హనా సిస్టమ్ లో డెవలప్ చేసుకోవాలి అని అనుకుంటున్నాం అనుకోండి జనరల్ గా, కొన్ని రిపోర్ట్స్ మాత్రం న్యూ ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ అప్గ్రేడింగ్ ఆర్ మైగ్రేటింగ్ సమ్వేర్, దాని కాకుండా సపరేట్ గా కొన్ని సిస్టమ్స్ కొత్త సిస్టమ్ లో చేసుకోవాలి అనుకుంటున్నప్పుడు మనము డెల్టా అయ్యి ఎట్లా తీసుకొస్తాము అంటే పాత సిస్టమ్స్ లో అయ్యి పాత సిస్టమ్ అంటే లైక్ నార్మల్ యూసీజీ సిస్టమ్, నార్మల్ బిడబ్ల్యూ సిస్టమ్, డెల్టాస్ అన్ని వెళ్ళిపోతాయి. అదే 2LIS గానీ అట్లాగా ఉన్నాయి కదా, అదే డేటా సోర్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, అవి నార్మల్ గా డెల్టాస్ అయ్యి నార్మల్ సిస్టమ్ కి వెళ్ళిపోయింది అనుకోండి, మనం న్యూగా హనా సిస్టమ్ కి డెల్టాస్ అయ్యి తీసుకురావాలంటే ఎట్లా?
Good. The question was, asking this question. They have BW system. With normal SQL Server database. Similarly, they also have an ECC application. ఎందుకు రీసౌండ్ వస్తుంది? మీరు మ్యూట్ పెట్టుకోండి. మీరు
సారీ.
See, this is BW. Let's say it is on MS SQL database. This is ECC, MS SQL database. Now already he says there was historical initialization was done, inits were done to this BW, and daily deltas have been going on, right? So daily the deltas are being processed now to this old BW. So when you have this deltas are processed, it means it will have some connection, right? If you go to RSS 7, you'll have delta queue maintained with, say, let's say I say source system 1 connection. So for the source system connection 1, you'll have data source 1, and then it maintains a queue. Now what they're saying is, in their existing BW system, they have got some performance issues. They don't want to migrate the entire BW to BW on HANA. Only for specific cases where there are performance issues, they wanted to move to BW on HANA. So what they have done is, keeping the existing landscape as it is, they've installed one more BW system, but this time this is not with the SQL, so this is with HANA database. We call this kind of projects as sidecar implementations. You'll have it as HANA. Means you don't disturb the old system landscape, and you basically go about creating a new landscape with BW on HANA here. Now when I do this, now he has got some, let's say there are some 10 queries, which are built on 2 multi-providers, and these multi-providers are built on, let's say 20 info providers. And these 20 info providers are required 20 data sources for which the deltas are been going on. So how do I achieve this? Now I would like to move all this to this, and how do I achieve? Then generally what they do is, your basis will do setup on the transport configuration. Means they'll bring these two systems into a landscape. In the 000 client, they do a transport configuration. It means they get both the systems into landscape. Then once this system comes into landscape, I can transport all these objects to this system. Normal transports. How do you basically collect all of them into tier, and then you release a tier and import the tier version. Now once you do this, normal transports, once you basically transport, automatically the cubes converts to unoptimized cubes automatically. Okay. Now this is what it comes in, but these objects will not have node database. Now then, what basis has to do apart from this? Again, they'll have to create, since this is a new system. Again, they'll have to connect this system to the same. ECC is going to be the same old, nothing new. So they're going to connect this with new system again, new source system connection. So now you'll have again in the same ECC, you'll have RSS7 delta Q maintained with another source system. Let's say I name this connection as source system 2. Again for source system 2, let's say you have data source 2 lis underscore 11 underscore vhdr, 2 lis underscore 11 underscore vh. You understand this? Because data source is always specific to source system. So within this delta Q and RSS7, you will see these two things. Source system 1, delta Q ఇలా కనిపిస్తాయి కదా కిందికి అన్ని ఇలా కనిపిస్తాయి. Data source system 2, data source అలా ఉంటాయన్నమాట. So then again you will start running init load and load this. You will perform initialize load again. Init load again. So you need to set up some downtime. Same మన production లో live ఎలా వెళ్తామో in BW production how do you go live? You basically schedule downtime, then fill up set up tables, then run the init load and fill the data. Once it is filled, you start having delta Q and then start running the delta loads. It will not disturb the delta load of previous system, because previous system delta Q will be different and the new system delta Q will be different. So did I answer your question now?
Sir.
Isn't a question?
Yes, sir.
No, okay.
Okay.
Okay. So this is called a sidecar implementation. What they do, there are some customers who are going this way also, because they already have the BW setup completely set up here. They don't want to disturb the entire thing. First, they want to see whether does this BW HANA makes a really difference for them or not. As a POC, what they're trying to do is they're trying to do this BW. They set up this BW on HANA, which only the objects which are basically problemsome. They try to transport these objects to this system, and then they initialize these extractors on the same, and then try to see. And if this is successful, then slowly they start migrating next set of objects. There are clients who are doing this also. Okay. ఇంకా నాకు ఒకసారి అంటే ఒక స్టూడెంట్ ముందు నన్ను ఒకటి అడిగాడు యాక్చువల్గా ఏంటంటే, you all understand this point? This is done. So for his question, this point was done. ఏమన్నా అంటే, sir, I wanted to do POC in the, he has got BW on SQL Server database. He has got some query. ఒకటే query అనుకో. He has got some query. You want to show a POC saying when he runs the query without HANA, this is the timing, and when you run the query with HANA, this is the timing. So what he's got another BW system which is on HANA. He's got one BW system with SQL Server. Here they've got a cube with huge amount of data already loaded. Now, and there's a query. There is a BEX query. There is a cube which we use data loaded. Now again, if I have to bring that cube here, again I've got to recreate that cube, then load again, then run the create or transport them. And even if I transport, the data is not loaded again. Again we have to reload the data again. అట్లా కాకుండా ఏమనంటే ఇక్కడ నుంచి కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ద క్వెరీ క్యూబ్ విత్ డేటా. కెన్ వి ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ దట్ క్యూబ్ అండ్ క్వెరీ బెక్స్ క్వెరీ విత్ డేటా, దెన్ ఇంపోర్ట్ దెమ్ హియర్ అండ్ దెన్ జస్ట్ రన్ దట్ క్వెరీ. మళ్ళీ డేటా లోడింగ్ అలా లేకోకుండా జస్ట్ పిఓసి కాబట్టి, సిన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ పిఓసి. ఓకే, ఈ వాంటెడ్ దట్. అప్పుడు ఏదో సెర్చ్ చేసినప్పుడు నాకు ఒకటి దొరికింది, ఐ ఫర్గాట్, బట్ మీరు అడుగుతా అంటే గుర్తొస్తుంది. ఇది HANA కదా ఎక్కడ ఉండిందప్ప I saw that RL we could export ఒక ఫైల్ లాగా with data we could export. No longer possible. ఇక్కడ ఉందో మరి ఇక్కడ క్యూబ్ ఉంది. There was I'll try searching for this. There was option somewhere. There was an option somewhere where we could export that cube with database, and then that was only for simulating POCs, and I could import the same cube into the other system which imports with the data. Because normally if you do transports, it doesn't get with the data, right? Only structures come out, but there was an option like that also. Now someone is asking me BW and ECC on a single system. That is what future expected. Not now. It will be in future. You'll have BW on ECC sitting on single HANA database.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Source system అంటే ఇది separate గా ECC system ఏమైనా క్రియేట్ చేయాలంటారా?
Connection up. Source system connection. That is source system connection. Delta Q అనేది source system connection base మీద మెయింటైన్ అవుతుంది అన్నట్టు. Data source is always component with your connection name. If you go to RSS 7, చూడు data source system. Now I have for same BW I have got two connections here. YDXC 9cubex ECC connection కి వేరే, అదే డేటా సోర్స్ ఈ కనెక్షన్ కి వేరే ఉంటుంది. అట్లా అది నేను అనేది. సో నీకు రెండు BW సిస్టమ్స్ ఉన్నాయనుకో, ఈ డేటా సోర్స్ ఈ BW కి వేరే, అదే డేటా సోర్స్ ఈ BW కి వేరే అంటే రెండు డెల్టా క్యూలు ఉంటాయి. డెల్టా క్యూ స్పెసిఫిక్ టు దట్ కనెక్షన్. ఇది ఏంటంటే నథింగ్ బట్ BW సోర్స్ సిస్టమ్ కనెక్షన్ అన్నట్టు. ఎందుకంటే BW ఆన్ SQL ఒక సోర్స్ సిస్టమ్ కనెక్షన్ ఉంటుంది, BW HANAకి ECCకి ఒక కనెక్షన్ ఉంటుంది కదా, ఆ కనెక్షన్ స్పెసిఫిక్ గా డేటా సోర్స్ ని పెట్టుకుంటుంది అన్నట్టు. అర్థమైందప్ప?
సార్ థ్యాంక్ యూ. యా థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Okay. So if nothing else, we'll stop it here, and tomorrow we'll be getting on with how do I import BW objects into HANA database. Okay. Thank you. And advanced DS we'll focus tomorrow.